This conference will now be recorded.
Right. Guys can see my screen, right? Okay. Anybody tried this one? Developing download report integration to take below parameters as SOAP input. Okay. Looks like no. So fine. So you can work on these things before. I mean, at least like today, tomorrow, and like between the Tuesday session. Tomorrow, of course, we are having session, but yeah, after that you will be having 3 days of off, right? So you should be make sure like working on all the practices. So what we are going to do today, we are going to do FBDI automation. So we already learned the steps which are involved in FBDI. So the main steps, you're downloading the report, sorry, the template and preparing the data. And after that, you are going to upload the CSV or zip file to UCM and schedule the process. The process name is load for interface file for import. And while you are going to schedule the process, it is going to ask for a couple of arguments. One of them is upload file. And what are the file you uploaded? And the file here uploaded. And this data specific process. In case of daily rates, it was import and calculate daily rates. And this information will be available on the Oracle document, right? We also noticed that when I went and checked that the load interface file for import in the ESS, the schedule process, I noticed that it was having these arguments. It has taken these arguments. Just to understand quickly about what are those arguments, I don't know if you remember this, right? When I selected from the ESS, let me just confirm this first. Sometimes this instance won't be accessible. Okay. So how do you go to schedule process? From the tool schedule process. So after our process is completed, I selected and then I shown like here are the parameters. If you want to quickly understand what are these parameters, the argument 2 is actually the document ID. So when we selected one argument like what is the uploaded file, you select the file name, right? But the every file will be having a document ID, the every file what you uploaded to UCM. So indirectly it is taking the document ID as argument 2. And argument 1 is the specific process what you're selecting here. Every process is also having some identifier like 71. I didn't find any document or any like published report where what is the identifier for each of the process. But this is one approach is when you do manually, you will be able to identify what was the argument 1. The argument 1 will be always the sub process what you are selecting, the identifier for that. So why we need this thing, why I'm specifically stressing on these things. This information you also need to pass when you are going to automate. Okay, so because in automation also what we'll be doing, instead of doing manually, we are going to, in the integration, we are going to call some operation to upload the file, call some operation to trigger this process, etc. So when you are triggering this process, you are still going to provide the input. So what is the document ID and what is the sub-process identifier? Okay, so this information will be using in the integration as well. Then the third, fourth, it's just taking n, and the last one is a null. So this is not going to change based on what we are doing. But these two things will depend based on what exactly you are importing in the FBDI, right? We also know this is the custom BIP report what I developed. So I'll just make sure that it is still available. So if it is not available, then I won't be able to use. Sometimes like this refresh will refresh completely. So where is that? So let me also check. In the tools. If you don't find tools, just click on more. So this is the tools. What I want, reports and analytics. browse catalog. Yeah, so that report is still available. So I will be able to use the same report for this demo. Right, so let us go ahead and build the integration. First thing what you need to have some web service which will help some operations to upload the file to UCM. What is UCM? The file import export. There's a content server of Fusion applications. So you need one operation for that one. You also need one operation to schedule the process in Fusion applications. So either you need to have an adapter from Fusion applications or you need to have a web service which will provide these operations. And those operations you can invoke from the integration, right? And also you're going to work on the requirements like, okay, when I say download the template and prepare the data, this I'm not going to be keeping as part of my integration. So for this specific example, what I'm assuming that the data is already prepared and kept at some location. Now the location you have to decide where that location, where that file will be available for our integration. So the file may be available in some file location, simple file system in your local system. The file can be available from FTP also, right? Both will work. Okay, let us start with the file adapter. Okay, so I'm assuming that the file will be available in my local system. And my requirement is I'm going to develop the integration. My integration is going to read the file which is available in my local system, upload to UCM, schedule the process. That's all. And I also make sure that I'm going to have a polling of my integration. Means it is going to poll for the new incoming files on the same location, like every 1 hour or once in a day. I'm assuming that like somebody is going to prepare the data and keep there. And then my integration has to read that file automatically, even before like this, without even somebody is going to trigger. Right? You can. It all depends on your requirement. This is what I am going to do. Your requirement could be like don't automate. Somebody will come and like submit that integration, then only it has to do it. Right? So what I am showing is I want to poll for the new incoming files in certain interval. The main purpose of that, why I'm doing that is actually I'm going to show how to use file adapter to have a polling. I didn't show this. Okay, I'll be showing that today. Now, what is the web service available from Fusion applications? In fact, the Fusion applications are having two things. It's also having an adapter, Oracle Cloud adapter, which you can use for this purpose. We're also having a web service called ERP integration service. So both you can use. So I'm going to show with the help of ERP integration service. I'll also show you in one of the examples later how you can use adapter also. So now coming to again FBDI automation. You can also find one file related to that, FBDI info.txt. These files will become like handy when in future you may forget the steps first of all, and second thing you may forget what is the WSDL for my web service. Okay, this web service is also available in the Developer Connect. I'll be showing how to use Developer Connect after this, towards like after this example is done. Okay, this is my integration ERP integration service exposed in the Fusion application. And as I always said, once you get the WSDL, make sure that this host name is correct. Based on your instance. So my instance is this one. So I'll just replace that. It's actually same, but just I don't want to give any mistake there. So this is my WSDL. So I will also keep this one. Let me put this in the right side. Right, this is the WSDL. So I need to create one connection to this service. So this is going to be a SOAP connection. So this and all you guys know. So I go to integration. Let me close this. I go to integrate. Okay. So in this integration, go and create one connection. Can I use the same connection what I use for supply? Report service? No. The web service is different. Even though it is the same Fusion application service, the web service is different web service, so I cannot do the same thing. So that's why I'm creating another connection. In fact, I may be already having it. Let me just check that.
Bhaskar. Hey, Bhaskar. Yeah, if Fusion is directly providing adapter to do this, why are we like? What is the difference between that option and this option? Like, why are we doing it through a web service?
Actually, adapter is available recently. Earlier, it was not available. But even with adapter, like, what is the difference? You are still going to call the operations. So the connection will be based on adapter instead of your web service. That's all. More or less.
Okay.
Bhaskar, more or less, if you use a web service, we can call it from external application, like a non-ERP application, non-Oracle application, any custom application, we can call it, right? Whereas file adapter only with OIC, we can able to call it, right? Even MuleSoft, we can call the web service, right? Whereas here, MuleSoft, we cannot call file adapter, right?
Yeah, you are saying basically the ERP adapter. Yeah, so the ERP adapter is part of integration cloud. You are right. The same thing is available in the SOVA also. So yes, they are the platform specific. Your integration platform specific. You cannot use the adapter from some external client. You are right. Absolutely correct. But when I'm developing the integration cloud, yes, I mean I can use either of them because I'm developing inside my integration anyway. And this integration can be invoked from anybody, by anybody, and because I'm probably exposing as a whatever, it depends, right? Whether I'm automating, etc. Right? That's clear, I believe. But that's a very good point. Yeah. So the adapters can be utilized in that specific platform, whereas the web service can be invoked by any client. It could be PLSQL client, Java client, MuleSoft, whatever. Okay. Right. So I don't think I have a connection created already. Let me create once again. Let me create it. So I'm going to name as Fusion ERP integration service invoke. Configure connectivity. So this is my ERP integration service. Configure security, username, FINIMPL. This is the password. Test. Right. So this is the connection got created. Believe me, now the integration, what we're developing is actually very, very useful. And it can be treated as like some advanced integration. But you won't feel that complex. The reason behind that, you have been doing many things already. You know, like how to invoke the web service, how to map these things, and like you have been doing, right? So it won't look too complex now. But if you show it to somebody who doesn't know, oh, come on, how do I do this? How do I upload? It may like think like complex, but it won't be complex for you guys. So now I'm creating a. I will be creating app-driven orchestration. Why I will tell you. I can create schedule orchestration also. In case of schedule orchestration, you are going to submit and schedule as part of integration. But I want to show a feature of file adapter today, which can be configured to have a poly. Okay, so I will be, for that also actually I need to have one connection. I didn't create that. Let me create one file adapter connection also. I'm having one connection, but I think that was only invoke connection. Invoke connection cannot be used for poll read. This is for reading, right? Reading will be trigger. So this is I'm creating BK March file adapter trigger. I will be also setting agent group here. It has to communicate with my local system. So this is my agent. Test. Save and close. So I go to my integration. Did I save my integration?
Bhaskar, one question here. Agent is only for connecting the local database, right? It is not for you are able to access a local location file directly to.
Yeah, we did, right? Writing the file to local system. When we developed the PO processing, when we were generating the file, we generated local system only, right? And that time also we needed the agent. Anything which is not directly accessible from the cloud, you need to have the agent. File system I cannot directly access, right, from here.
Okay. Oh, even file system or local database, anything we can access through agent. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Even if it is a local web service, you need to have agent. We didn't do any examples like that because it's very unlikely we'll be having those use cases. Let's say I'm having a WebLogic server or something running in my system, and I am exposing services there. Like there is some application which is exposing some web services, but that system is not publicly available. You cannot call that. You cannot reach that IP address outside my system. Okay, but your requirement is you want to call that web service from your integration. In that case, also you have to run your agent. You keep your agent running, and you can call that web service. If you see, when I'm creating connection, if I'm trying to create a connection of SOAP, if I'm trying to create a connection of SOAP here, it will be having an option for agent group. Why? Because even though it may be web service but not publicly available, it could be running in some local system. Then your agent, you have to configure agent even for the SOAP connection also.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Bhaskar.
No problem. Okay, so I didn't create the integration. Let me go ahead. So I'm going to create app-driven orchestration. I'll take the questions again. If you think still why I need to have the app-driven orchestration, you will get actually that clarity, but I'll take the questions later. So this is what FBDI integration. Create. So what is the first step? I'll also put those steps here. So first step is my integration is read file from local system. So what this file will be, I'm expecting that the CSV file already according to the FBDI template generated and kept there. Okay. After that, I'm going to upload file by calling ERP integration service. There will be one operation for that. We'll see which operation. Then I'm going to schedule the process. Again, using ERP integration service itself is having some operation for that. Which operation I'm going to show that. That's all. Only 3 steps. So first thing is, you can see BK file trigger. This is the one I created. I think so. No. So I already have one more also. So let me take from file adapter. I'm having BK file trigger. I was also having earlier. That's okay. We'll start with that. This is going to be BK March FBDI. I will say simply read FBDI file. Do you want to specify the structure of the contents of the file? Yeah, this is going to be interesting now. What file we're trying to read? The file will be something like this, CSV file. You remember other day I was using something like this, correct? Now this file is having some structure, yes. So first one is like from currency to currency, from date to date, daily rates like type, conversion rate, inverse conversion rate, etc. But since I'm using FBDI automation, if you remember when I did manually also, did I ever bother about taking the field by field somewhere in like after uploading, etc.? No, I'm uploading the file, then I'm scheduling the process. The process knows how to read this structure and put into interface files, and then put into like the appropriate what are the, interface tables, and then like push into the final tables. I'm not doing any of those things even manually also. The process, which process? The load interface file for load interface file, whatever. Come on, where am I? Yeah. So we're having this process load interface file for import, and then import and calculate daily rates. These two process has the complete functionality of doing that, right? I'm not doing anything outside my process. The same thing I'll be doing here also. I don't really care about the structure of the file. I'll just read the whole content, right? And that content will become like the content of the file what I'm uploading. So that is the reason I will be saying no here. Do you want to specify the structure of the content of the file? No. Click next. There is another reason why we are doing that also. I'll tell you why here it has to be no, why like no, not yes. Input directory. Now we have to decide where this data will be available in the local system. So in the local system, let us create this in sometime folder. I'll create one folder here. FBDI in March 20. It is now April actually. Right, this is my input directory. File name pattern. So there can be many number of files in this case. You may be having one file with daily rates 1.csv, daily rates 2.csv. Every file is having like some set of records. So you want to read all those files to process. That is a requirement. So let us give some file convention. Filing convention, I will say daily, okay, something like this. Daily rates percentage.csv. Daily rates star.csv means daily rates 1.csv, daily rates 2.csv. It could be any name. So let me just make a note of this one. Then here you can see maximum files. That's okay. You can ignore polling frequency. So whenever in the file adapter, if you're reading the data, you're using read operation indirectly, it is going to have an option for polling. So how frequently you want to poll? Like 60 seconds. Everything is in seconds. You have to like to convert that frequency at the time into seconds and put here. For our demo purpose, I'll take 10 seconds. Otherwise, like no, we can't wait for so long. Every 10 seconds, you'll go and check for the new file. Delete file after successful reading, that option also available. I will say yes. Click next. Okay, one more thing is there. Processing delay, I'll keep it 0. Otherwise, I have to wait like an additional 5 seconds. It means after I place the file in the folder, the file will not be eligible for reading, even it is like a part of the polling frequency already. Polling frequency like already reached. Processing delay means after you place the file, in the folder, after how much time it will be eligible for the reading. Why that is required? To be just safer side. Sometimes you may be dropping some file by mistake, and what will happen? Your integration will read automatically. If you keep some delay, you will be having some time to make sure like the file is correctly placed there. If it is not, you can delete it before it processed. So you may keep like some 1 minute as a processing delay also, in addition to your 1 minute, 5 minutes, whatever, as long as like you're not expecting to read immediately. Usually it won't be, right? This kind of integrations you're not expecting real time, so you will be having enough time between the pollings. Next. Okay, all done. Reading the file is done here. So once it is read, now I will be having the contents as a response. After this, I will be having the file content as a response from that. I can take that contents and send it to the next operation, whatever I'm doing. Okay. Now it depends on the next operation what I am calling, and what are the specifications of that operation, what input it is expecting. So in the ERP integration service, web service, you will be using which one we have created now, BK Merge Fusion ERP integration service. I'll take that and drop here first. I will say upload to UCM, Fusion UCM. Do you want to configure callback? Okay, next. Select the operation. Which operation you want to call? It is having many operations. If you want to understand about all these operations, what input, etc., before you call the integration in the Fusion, before you call in the integration, what is the other way to understand the specifications? You can create one project in the SOAP UI with the WSDL, and you can also get access to all the operations, and you can just go through and even test once here also. That's also possible. I'm not doing because I've been using this service already, I know. But if you are going to use any service in future, which you never use the integration, I would always suggest you to first invoke at least once outside the integration and test it using SOAP UI. There are many other tools also available. Any tool is okay, whichever you are convenient. But since we have been using SOAP UI, you can use that one. This is true either for the REST services and also SOAP services. You test outside first. Okay. And then, so which operation, by the way? There is one operation called upload file to UCM. You can see that. So I'll be using that one. Upload file to UCM. Click next. Next. And done. So now the challenging thing is you have to map the required input here. And if you go and open that, let me keep saving this. Upload file to UCM document. It's having this input. It's expecting what is the content of the file you want to upload, and what is the file name should be taken in the UCM. What is the content type, document title, it's expecting some inputs. Now, how will you know what you have to pass? That just comes with learning. The content is nothing but, if you look at this, what is the type of the content? Base 64 binary. So you have to send the input, the whole content of the file that you want to upload should be available in the base 64 binary. When you read from the file, what will be the type? If you're reading the content from the file, what is the type will be? So when I say reading the file, I'm reading from my file system, correct? So that will be, sorry?
ASCII or binary?
You're saying ASCII?
Yes.
Yes, it could be ASCII. It all depends again how you are reading. Okay. So it depends on the read operation. I'm using read operation. Now let us say I said no, I don't want to specified structure of the file, right? And you see from the read operation, it is having one element called element 0. And what is the data type? Base 64 binary. We are lucky here. Both are same. This is also base 64 binary and this is also base 64 binary. Means I can simply take the whole content which I read and assign here. Sometimes it may not be true. This may be expecting string also. Okay, this may be expecting something else. And if you are not using file adapter, you will not get a base 64. For example, if you are using FTP to read, FTP doesn't have base 64 binary. It will be getting something that the data which will be in the string type only. Then you have to convert. How to convert that? You remember other day I was using in the report service, using some operation I was converting like that. So in this case, I can take this element and just map it to content. File name. What are the file name I'm reading? I'll keep the same file name here. Content type. I know the content I'm reading is CSV, so I need to put that as a CSV. Even though we don't care, but when the file gets generated in the UCM, it has to give that like a content type of CSV. Document title. So actually, I also have some FBDI sample payload is there. You can see this sample payload here. Document title, yeah, that's also mandatory. Document title also can be your file name. Whatever the file name is there, I'll keep the same as a document title. Document author is going to be our user, whoever is going to Fusion application user, FinIMPL in this case. Document security group. For that one also, it's a constant value. You have to use FA Fusion import export. Document security group will be Fusion import export. Document account. You remember when we uploaded the file to UCM manually also, we had to use some account. Fin general ledger import, that was for daily rates. So I'm doing the daily rates only, so I'll be still using that one. Only thing is you have to use some dollar before the forward slash. So I'll take from here and put that. Document account is going to be Fin general ledger import. You have to use in this format. Okay. Save. Document name, you can not mandatory. In fact, you can leave that. Document ID also, of course, you don't have document ID. You are going to get the document ID as a response. So this is the invoke operation for uploading the file. We are giving the content and file name, everything what is required. And once this operation is completed, this is also having one response. The response will be document ID.
Where is that payload for that available?
Payload will be available in the documentation. Otherwise, you just go to this one, so you will get it. Right?
Bhaskar, can you just open the map once again?
Yeah.
So, Bhaskar, whatever you are mapping, right, with the content and everything, means how can we get to know for which column we have to map everything? Is it based on practicing or what?
Yeah. Usually with practice.
Because there is nothing like that key we'll get to know from some means where some information will be there key
No,
from which.
they are not that intelligent. The WSDL they didn't that nicely. Everything they make it usually like no optional. If you open XSD definition, right, it will simply say optional everything. Like this, if you remember, I was showing the SOAP UI, right? You open any, in fact, we can create this one also. I will show you that at the end, okay? I'll create here and show. very difficult to know without you go and read some document and try a couple of times, or you're learning like this, you will not understand which is mandatory.
So, Bhaskar, the document which you referred to get these values, that security group, that one I was asking, that is there in the Oracle documentation, that payload?
I'm not sure actually. I somehow got that and I'm using. It should be there somewhere. I'll try to show that. Okay. Let us go to like Developer Connect and see if it is available there. Okay. But you'll yes, some information will be available. It's not like you won't have anything. It may say like no, if it is a Fusion application FSCM, you have to use Fusion import export. For HCM, it might be something different. Yes, some document will be there for sure. Okay, but I'll also show in the Developer Connect. Okay, how to get this information. All right. So now upload file to UCM is done. Then I have to schedule the process. So the same Fusion where's our integration? This one service is the same web service providing multiple operations. So in this, I'm scheduling FBDI process. Click next. So there is a schedule ESS job. Submit ESS job request. Submit ESS job request. Click next. That is the operation we have to use. Is this operation specific to FBDI? Not really. Submit ESS job request is an operation available in the ERP integration service. Wherever you have a requirement, you want to submit some job from the integration, you are going to use this operation. It is not just for FBDI. I hope that is clear. Okay. Now every submit job request will have some inputs based on which job you are submitting. So even which job you want to submit also will be an input for this operation. So if you go to this map now, okay, let me close once and save. If you open this input, just 1 second. Yeah. So submit ESS job request. Now you see it is asking job package name, job definition name, parameter list. In fact, it's asking very less information. What is the job package name that you want to submit, or what is the job package name of the job you want to submit, and what is the job definition name is what is the name of the job you want to submit. And for this job, you also add the parameters. Like you remember, every job will be having some parameters. In this case, it was taking these 5 parameters. So those parameters you have to set here, and also you have to set the job package name and job definition name. Do you remember what is the job package name for our load file for import? I have shown, in fact, while I was creating the BIP custom job, there I was trying to show what is the folder and what is the definition name. So I can again go there and show you, but anyway, the same thing I have here also. You can see job package name is Oracle Apps ESS, like that whole thing. You have to take this thing. If you don't remember, you have to take it from that job definition details from the manage enterprise jobs. So job package name is this value. What is job definition name? Load interface file for import is like the job display name. The actual package name will be this one, interface loader controller. This information is available in the job definition when you go to setup and maintenance, manage enterprise jobs, and search for load interface file for import job and open it. You will have the information over there. Parameter list. Parameter list, as per my learning, when I did manually, this is going to take 5 arguments. But here it is showing only one param list. So what you can do, whenever you have this, you can see double this one, that nothing but it is a repeating element. For repeating element, what you can do, right click and say repeat element. So I will repeat for 5 times. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now first param list. So first parameter is 71. Then second parameter is, what is the second parameter? This is a document ID. How will I get the document ID? So here I need the document ID. Which document I have to pass here? The document that I uploaded here. Once I upload the document, I will be having a response called document ID. So in this map now, I'll be using that response. You can see now when I uploaded file, come to upload file, upload to Fusion UCM, it's having a result as a response. That result is actually nothing but your document ID. What happened? I didn't save it. Repeat element. Okay, 71. The second one is a document ID. I'm taking from the response of the upload file to UCM. The third and fourth are just N and N. Param
Bhaskar,
list.
71 is what? I just want to understand.
71 is the identifier for your sub process. Input and calculate daily rates. And the last one is now. Close. Okay, so these values I've set now. I'll take the questions. No, don't worry. Just assume that now you have to pass this. You'll be having some questions, I know. I'll come back and answer, don't worry. So these two are pretty clear. It's just name of the job you want to submit, and these are the arguments what is expecting. The first one is the identifier of the sub process for this specific FBDI. The second one is the document ID. I've taken from the document ID which is available from the result of the upload file to UCM. And last three, like they are the constant. You have to put that. Validate and close. So this is going to process now. You have to just wait for some time and check for the status of the job. So in fact, after this job is submitted, you are going to get the process ID as the response. If you want to automate further, you can also wait and check and all that stuff. I'm not going to do all that. I'll just complete here, and I'll assume that it will be completed in some time. Okay, and then I'll go and check whether the data is reflecting or not. Manually, let me do that. Let me also add the tracking field. We'll test once and then I'll take the questions. So the tracking field, I will use file name as an input, and the tracking field, I mean, save it and close. Then also prepare some data. Right, we need some files. So we will take the other David takes, right? So this is one file. So Let me go back. What should be the name? Name should follow this daily rate, something like that. I'll rename that later. Let me first correct the data. So we want to use for today's date. It is, I will use 4/2. Okay. And then also put some different data to indicate. Okay, I'll keep that much. Save this. Now what we'll do? Let us first activate this integration. The moment you activate, is going to check for files in that folder. But file name has to be daily rates anyway. So even though if I keep this file, it's not going to read like this because it is not starting with daily rates. It's having BK underscore, right? So let me confirm this is activated. Now I will change this. Daily rates, I'll put 1.cs. Or let us put daily rates 402_1. That is a file name. So it should be read within 10 seconds because we are given that frequency as a 10 seconds. If our integration is working as expected.
The file name should be daily_rates.
Oh, yeah, right. Thanks for that. Otherwise, we'll be just waiting and it never happens. So it has to start with daily rates. File is read. Now let's go and check what is happening in our monitoring. One received. Not yet processed. If you want to really know what step completed, also you can do that. Okay, in between also you can open this and you will see here what is complete. Everything is done, already uploaded, and you will see green, right? Otherwise you will see dot dot. Everything is done, but it should be showing completed now. Yeah, it's already completed now. If you go back to monitoring integrations, this process doesn't mean your FBDI is completed, right? This will say processed the moment it submits the job. Now the job will take some time to process it. We have to wait until that time to reflect the data in the Fusion applications. So where can you check what is the status of that? You can go to ESS also and check. Otherwise, you have to automate that also, like to have some interval and wait for some time and see whether the status is equal to complete or not. Okay. So let us go to Fusion applications, and what I will do is manually we can check for now. Schedule process. So most probably the latest one right here is ours. I'm just taking a wild guess. Like if you see here, load file interface file import, this will be ours. This is actually succeeded now. You can see that. And if you want to check the data, then you have to go to while I was checking my report. I don't need this, right? Yeah. I need to go to. Okay, let me keep this available. I'll go here. I'm just going to manage daily rates. Okay, daily rates. You can search from currency INR to in USD for today's date. So it's reflecting our data. If it is completed, you can decide 2.222, right? So it is reflecting our data. Yes. Okay. So now I will take the questions. Okay. One more thing. If you want to try one more time, you can just place one more file. It will be read within 10 seconds. Okay. That is taken care here now. Every 10 seconds is going to check for the new incoming file. It has to match that file name pattern. Okay. Let me deactivate this so that we can open and see if you have any questions. Yeah.
Bhaskar?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, so how can we track the files? See, suppose user has put the file and if they want to see the file, whether can we archive the files from this location to putting somewhere else to make whether the files.
You can do all. You put that file, like you know how to write a file also, right?
Okay, for reference purpose,
See,
we can keep it there and we can process the file, right?
yeah. So what I'm trying to say is now using file also, what you can do after reading it is deleting that immediately. In fact,
Yes.
somehow this file in integration cloud, the adapters are like a little bit limited. In fact, there will be usually option to archive also, but that option was not coming anywhere. Where do you want to archive, etc. will be option there, but otherwise you have to do it manually. So what you have to do now, you have to first read that file content and write like maybe that content to some other location. Okay, and
Okay.
then you read again for this one, so that it is going to delete like that. Like you have to do some additional steps if you really want to automate that one. Otherwise, you make sure that it is taken backup somewhere before you put it in the folder. Okay.
Okay, we can use the same repeating the file name as same once if it is processed, right? I can use the same bk underscore.
Yes, here it will work. Same
Yes.
file will work. Yeah.
As long as the files are not duplicated at the same time when it is picking.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thanks.
So that depends on how the FBDI is going to treat also. In the UCM, can I have the two files with the same name? Right? If that is not allowed, then it is going to fail. Your integration will read. Understood?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. If the UCM says like no, I cannot upload the same file twice, then like no, it will fail. Yeah, in fact, the restriction is there in the UCM. So try to upload file with already which is there, it will fail. So usually if you're doing this one, you better give the different names every time you run it.
Okay. And one more thing, once that UCM, that program is completed, right? If we saw somewhere it is succeed, right? So can we get that response and get it back to the integration? Is there any way, or we can do it?
What do you want to get? I didn't understand that.
So we have submitted that file, right, through the UCM, and we uploaded and we submitted, right?
Hello? Yeah.
So whether we need to know how many records has been processed, or how many records has been success, or how many has been failed, how can we track that?
Yeah, that is a little bit difficult now. The log file, the what information is available as of a log file. Otherwise, you have to find out in the FBDA process if there is a way to get the interface files and see like the status, etc. The interface status, etc. I didn't. Can others speak, please? Can everybody mute? Whoever is not asking the question, I'm getting some noise. Yeah, so yes, that is going to be little bit challenging as of now with this FBDA. Even the manually, right? It is not that easy. Manually, also how you do it. Whatever you do manually, you have to automate that now.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
manually,
because
yeah.
we take the error records from the interface tables and we will publish in a log file or in the email.
Yes, if there is a way to access the interface tables. Now, how you will access really? I don't think they are giving option to access the interface tables directly. So if that is possible, then you can check it. Otherwise, you have to get the log file. But how to get the log file? Also, I don't think so. You'll get the log file easily from the process, response. The process after you submit, you are only having information is process ID. So from the process ID, if you go and check here the operation.
Master, I have a question here.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, see, the one of we are writing to the UCM server, but thing is the data is uploaded directly to the Fusion HCM. So what is the difference? Like, can we have one review of that? You have in same design, the file is getting from the local server to the UCM server, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So it is finally we have seen the data is loaded to the cloud, from Fusion Cloud.
Right. So how would you do the same? We did the same thing manually also, right? When we did manual FBDA, what we did? We upload the file first and we schedule some process. So you should be actually having clarity manually by how to do FBDA. If you're not done FBDA manually, then you'll be having some doubt here. Whatever we've done manually, we're automating here. See your ESS job, the job what you are calling load file interface import. This one, right? It is expecting an input file, right? That file has to be in the UCM. This process's job is expecting one input file, which is available in the UCM. It is going to process that file. You got it? We are not having a service here to directly create the daily rates in the Fusion. The service what I'm calling in here anywhere, I didn't do anywhere write or create daily rates in Fusion. There is no operation like that. When you will be using that kind of operations, there might be some web services specific to each functionality where you can create the records directly. But that you are not using for FBDA. FBDA is a common feature available, is a generic feature available in Fusion for importing any bulk data into your finance and SCM. And in that process, the standard process is your data has to be available in a file which is in UCM. And your process is going to read that file and process. Is that clear? The same thing we are doing in case of integration also. We are not deviating from the FBDI.
Okay.
Hey, Bhaskar.
Yeah.
Can we go to that second mapping? Can you open that mapping?
Yeah, sure. Okay, just before that, somebody will ask, right? So how to Like even in this operation, there is something called download ESS execution details. Just try this and see what it is exactly giving. If this is giving some data which you can read and process and see if any record is failed, I mean, it's very tedious job, I'm sure, even if you read the log file. But what I'm trying to say is there is a way to get the ESS job execution details also using one operation. That can be your next operation. Like what you can do here is in the integration, you can wait for example, or you can even put some for loop and see after like no every 1 minute I will go and check if this process is completed. How can you say whether process completed or not? This is going to have a response. The response will be your process ID. Sorry, the response will be your status of the process. So whenever you submit, whenever you submit, you are going to get a process ID. So there's one more operation called. I'll just come to that. So here, when you are dropping the integration service again, there is one operation called get ESS job get ESS job status. This will take the process ID as the input and give the status. The status will be success if it is completed. This and all you can do manually once outside, like in the SOAP UI, and try it. You will get the information exactly what is written, if it is completed or not. Success will be your response. So what I can do now, I can call this operation, right? Like this. Like let me put that also here. The name also properly. Get job status. One more option. Please mute yourself if you're not talking. So now I can also do this. And again, I'll go to the mapping. What is the mapping? It is asking the just request ID. That is nothing but process ID. Where will you get a process ID? Scheduled FBDI process. There is a result is available. This result is nothing but your process ID. Okay. Now you can check here. You can put one if condition or your for loop. Say if this job status equal to success or not. If it is not success or error, one of them it will be the final status. Then you wait for 1 minute in your for loop. Again you check it. So once it is success, you will come out. Okay. So once you come out, something like that, you can put some, and then you want to download the execution details also. So this and all, like now you have to really go and see what is possible. All right. Okay. So coming to the second map here. Yeah. So here I think everybody might be having some question here.
This map I'm okay. Maybe the other map where you refer to that payload.
Upload then.
Okay, here on the left side, that is just by looking at the, if you put your mouse on the element, right, element 0 on the left side. So here, since the type is that base 64, that is the only way to identify that it is a match to the content, or any other way it is there to identify.
Any other way?
Because it is like, yeah.
This and all, if you, what else you can do to get this? I don't think there's any other way. This once you get here, you understand what is a type. Yeah, that is one way. But anyway, this you have to use in the integration only. File adapter you cannot use outside the integration now. Even if you want to check it in the SOAP UI, that is not possible.
Okay.
You believe me, you won't be having these doubts when you start using it. Okay. You will definitely know next time when you are using file adapter, the read will be base 64 binary. right? It's like
Okay.
in PLSQL today, you will not be having this kind of downside. You will know if I'm using this, I will be getting this input, this type, because you have been using it. You will reach that stage when you start using it. So there are not many adapters also, right? You will be using one file, one FTP, one database, which are technology adapters.
Okay.
So you
And
what operation read, write, right? Insert, select. So you will come to know when I'm using this, usually what I can expect for a period of time, like that.
and the one on the right, do we? You told that you will see if there is any documentation in Oracle itself to know that.
And so here, this is our ERP integration. Last time when I checked, it was not available, but let me check again.
Bhaskar, one question.
Mhm.
During the FBDI manual, when we're doing manually, you said we're doing we can do some validation in the when we're doing the automation, right? So here, can you just let me know the scenario? How can I do the validate scenario edit? Means after getting the CSV file, how we can add the validate scenario condition actually?
Really, do you really do that in the bulk import manually also? I mean, technically it is possible. I'm telling it's you can go and implement because it's a programming now. You can make it whatever you want. So like what you can do now, if you just answer your question after I read this, I'm getting some content, right? Now I can convert that into string. This base 64. I can convert that into string. How do I do it? I have the advanced function, right? Like encode to base 64. I can say decode from base 64. I'll get that string. Then what I will do? I'm going to read that as a CSV file using files like maybe some stage file, etc. Remember in the stage file we are doing now I'm getting some data, but it's not CSV format. Then you read field by field and then validate something. Technically, you have to, if you really want to, it's possible with some logic.
Man,
Are you following?
yeah, that's correct. It's not my not kind of validation I want, because suppose for supplier or for invoice, okay, suppose org ID or something, I want to do something like in EBS perspective, we can do some validation, right? To whether
Yeah,
org IDs exist in the system or
I
not, or this kind of
will be
validation.
showing that one. I'll be showing that one when we are not doing FBDI. FBDI usually you will not do that kind of validations because it's a bulk import. But if I'm creating one record, that's what I'm doing. Yes, it will be much more flexible because you'll be dealing with the structure directly on that. So in the next example, what we'll be doing in the fusion integration will be creating suppliers. We can talk a little bit more about the validations there. Okay.
Got it.
So FBA, because we don't deal with the structure directly. And now I go to Developer Connect. So let me see if I get this service. Okay, let's find it now. ERP integration service. Yeah, the name is this one. Okay, ERP integration service. So when you open the Developer Connect, you'll get the WSDL like this. Same thing I've taken, okay? The same thing I've taken, by the way, here. This one only. Only thing what I made sure, whenever you're getting, even if you're taken from the instance also, you again replace this with your host name. That's always a good idea because the 443 you should not use, it will give errors. Then what else? This is my WSDL. Now you can go to other fields here. These are the different operations exposed by your web service. So which operation you're talking about now? Upload to UCM. So you come to upload to UCM, uploads the file to Universal Content Management Server based on the document specified. Click on that operation. Document information SDO data type. The name is string. Let us. This will not have the information about FA, fusion import export, etc. But you can see here, it's telling document security group. The attribute holds the name of the security group, security, securing the document. That's how it's telling. You can see if any more information is available. Not much. Process details, SDO, job name, job request, parameter list. So you have to find either here, not much information here. Otherwise, you have to go to if any other document is there. Yeah. This is some blog. What we are talking about. Okay. No, I don't really find much data, but you can also otherwise say fusion. ERP. Having support.
And
This
these configurations will be different from service
document.
to service, right?
Sorry.
And these configurations can be different from one service to another service, right? Like we are doing daily rates now. So if you go for PO,
But mostly this FA fusion
to
import
pass the
export.
parameters can be different.
Yeah, but most of the security group will be more or less same for most of the FBDIs, fusion import export only. Okay, so this document may contain some information. Okay, some support document is there. This might contain. If you don't find, then you can even request Oracle might like to send you some documents. But yes, it is not published very nicely in the documents anywhere. Okay, fine.
But that one is not for the daily rate. That yeah, that the one we were trying to map, that is in general to process any job, right? It is the common import file loader, right? The one upload to ECM.
Yeah, that specific attribute could be generic, not specific to import. You're right.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. This is actually nothing to do with the FBDI. Perfectly, yeah. You're 100% correct. So here, what you are doing, your upload is, it's uploading the file. That's all. Uploading file to UCM. You have to just mention one thing could be happening is for this account, right? What could be your security group? Maybe there's some dependency. I'm not sure, but it can happen. This document account. Okay, you have to use the FA Fusion import export like that for this kind of folder or whatever. You have to see this information. Yeah, if more, but for all our FSCM, it will be FA Fusion import export.
I think that fusion import security groups, I'm assuming it stays the same, but here the daily rates belongs to general ledger. So I think that is where it changes. The module changes maybe. If you are loading something else like into AP module, I think it will be accounts payable, something like that.
Yeah, of course, that is clear, right? We discussed already in the manually also we'll do that, not only here. Your document,
Okay.
your Oracle document will specify like what account you have to use. You remember? FBDI document I showed no other day.
Okay. No, I have not gone back to that class, Bhaskar. I forgot that. I have to look at that class. If we have done it there, yeah.
People have practice actually. That's very important. No, not this one. Yeah, here only, right? You can see the UCM account is this one.
Okay. Okay.
So if you go to something else, it will be having something else there. You would use that one only.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so this is one thing you have a dependency on how much you know about FBDI usually because we are automating the FBDI. So we should know manually how FBDI works. Then it'll be easy to like understand what we are doing here.
So, Bhaskar, this is Venkat. I have one question. This question regarding to agent. So, to use this integration service, so the user has to download and run that agent, which we have mapped.
Yeah, because your requirement is like to read the file from your local system. If your requirement is not from the local system, the file is coming from FTP, then you will develop the integration differently, and you will use that. Then you will not need agent.
Okay, so in our, for example, in our organization, we have like 10 employees who is going to work on this. So for 10 employees, we need to develop 10 integrations, because we are giving the directory is as per our local directory.
How will
which
you
is
do
the hard coded?
Forget about integration in cloud. You are developing like some integration using PLSQL. How will you implement that kind of requirement? Think that way. Forget about agent.
Okay.
You are having like 10 developers. Everybody is working on this integration. You are telling, right?
Yes.
There is a PLSQL API you have to call. What will you do? You don't think everything is new for integration. You think about normally what you do. Do same thing here also.
Okay.
When I'm developing one integration, and it doesn't matter who is developing, right? Only one developer has to work on at any point of time on this. You cannot say like, no, I'm also working on this and you're also working the same integration. First thing, there will be a conflict. And when I'm running from my dev system. Yes, during my development testing, I need to have the agent running. Otherwise, I cannot test it.
Okay,
but when it goes to production, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, when it goes to production, it will be running. It will be expecting from some central location. The data has to be available there only.
Okay. Even for that, for example, yes, we have. I mean, like using FTP server.
And your production instance will be expecting the data to be there, and that specific host should be running.
Okay, even for that, agent should run, right?
You're breaking. Yeah. If you see, you have to ask this question always. Why are you implementing? Why is the requirement like this? First of all, is the requirement is to read from a local system or not? If yes, you have to use the agent. The requirement is not to read from the local system. The requirement is the CSV file will be available on FTP folder. You can tell your customer, why do you want to always put local system? Put in FTP folder.
Okay.
Right? This will be part of a discussion with preparing the requirement. I am telling the complexes or to cover everything, but your requirement, your implementation may not be exactly same.
Okay, that point. Okay, I understand that. Okay, we can use the common folder and we can run the agent. But how user know? For example, in our system we have like 10 or 15 agents. So which agent that user has to run to use these services? So it's something that we have to provide the information to user saying
one
that
agent
for
per
this.
Sorry. One agent per host. You will not have 10 agents are running on the same host, right?
Okay.
We discussed already initially only. If you're having a data center, you will be running one agent which can reach out other hosts also. This is more of an infrastructure or administration, the question. I have a data center, and my integration cloud may be accessing some data from host 1, host 2, host 3. Now, will I implement separate agent for each host, or I'll be having a central host where I'll be running the agent, and from that host I'm able to reach other hosts, right? And that will be configured in your installer provider file. If you go to
yes, I understand.
Yeah. So there you can put whatever you want, additional
agent
hosts here.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you can access that host also directly from the integration cloud.
So the user definitely should run agent to use the service.
If you want to read the data from the local system, yes. Local when I say on-premise system.
Okay.
In addition to
Bhaskar,
that, what I'm saying, yeah. Tell me.
yeah, Bhaskar, actually, sorry, please go ahead. After that, I will just ask the question.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you people think like no agent is really adding like no overhead because you have to maintain that, all that security problems, whatever, right? Then you can ask a question, you can have a discussion. Can we have the FTP folder instead of local like no on-premise system? That FTP again should be accessible outside. As long as it's accessible outside through FTP server, then you don't need agent. Okay, that is something you have to decide before you go for the integration.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Bhaskar, I have question from Tuesday's assignment actually. Just let me know if it is the right time to talk actually, because I joined actually 10 minutes late actually in the session, so that's why.
Yeah, tell me.
So Bhaskar, first, this Fusion application password has been changed it because in the night I am not able to access this one actually.
Yeah, it keeps changing like every week or something. You can just ask me whenever you're not able to access. Otherwise, I can just like no publish also. Usually I publish in the group, but nobody asked like no. Only Venu actually I think reached out to me saying like no he wants the instance details. I just gave him. Yes, if you just not able to access, just ping me. Okay.
Yeah, sure. And second thing is, Bhaskar, can you just close this one and open one integration which I have created?
Okay. Before that, anybody has any questions in the FBDI? Only way you will get clarity you have to practice.
Bhaskar Suresh here, Bhaskar. So here we try to do file upload process, right? So suppose there is a requirement, there are multiple business users, they want to upload the file from the desktop. So today's world and the EBS, they have the screen, there's just a file upload program, just we'll take any file from the desktop, we can load it, and automatically then we run the program, it will process it. But here in this case, so we want to upload the file into UCM. So that one we can able to use the integration, we can upload the file, right? So in that case, so we need some kind of input we need to provide for the integration.
Okay. So what is the question?
How we can able to achieve it?
So what is your requirement? You want to simply take a file from your local system and upload to UCM? Is that your requirement? Is that your requirement, Suresh? What happened? You're on mute, I think.
The daily rate want to upload it. Is it
You are
externally
breaking.
to feed the input to that?
Sorry, you are breaking. I
Is my
was just
question
asking.
done?
No. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
asking.
actually, yeah, sorry. Oh, I'm
Yeah, so
sorry.
I was asking, like, you have a file in your local system and you want to upload to UCM. That's all you want to do, right?
Yes,
When I'm
actually,
asking,
yeah. Dynamically, it's considered that there is a CLC file. There are multiple users. They want to upload the file directly as input. Yeah.
yeah. So now, if that is the only requirement, yes, you can write like no, you need only this and this step. That's all. I'm these two steps. That's all, right? You want to upload. That's all.
See,
You
all I
know,
upload the file, and again I want to run the process. Everything that is okay. That all everything. I understand what you are done. So if you any system to system integration, if you are going to do that, yeah, we are good. But as a daily in the business user, when they are trying to do that, they want to upload the file directly to the to the UCM server, integration server.
then you do manually. No, you can do manually also, right? What do you want to even have integration for that? You go to UCM and upload.
Oh, directly we can
Yeah,
upload that options. Oh, is it so? Okay.
we did right manually other day. You need integration only if you want to automate something which you don't want to do manually. Let's say you are having 100 files you want to upload every day, or you are having one file every day you want to upload, like no, even without any human intervention. That integration is like this. Is correct. Okay, I'm assuming.
I'll do the previous exercise, then I'll ask the question. Okay, sure. Thank you.
No issues. It's fine. It's I mean, if the manual thing you can do, just you do that. Otherwise, you have to write integration, which will automate your process. Process means like no, your requirement. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? I will be taking the question from I think Suprakash, right? You asked some question. Okay, I'm not saving this. Right. Which one you want to check?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. By the way, for the practices, like no, all these are available in the activity guide. I don't know. I didn't mention that in the last time. So you have to follow that. Some are FTP was not available, but everything else is available. Everybody has to work on the practices. Very important, please. Otherwise, you will not get confidence. So you can see here after creating OBI report, OTBI report, BI custom job, you can these things you are not doing. But otherwise, if you come down FBDI, manual FBA automation, so you should do up this one, and then OBI, OTBI, BAP custom job. So 12, 13 page, like no, all these things, whatever I'm covering, you should be doing. Okay. Yeah. So Suprakash, I think I didn't get, you were asking something, right? Hello.
Yeah, Bhaskar, can you just open the SUP BI invoke INT1? Yeah.
Okay. One second, it's taking time.
So basically, whatever the assignment you have given, that was we have to call the two, three parameters value, and based on that, the input will report will be generated in FTP, right? So because the Fusion application was not there, which I have given the mapping within the XSD, can you just open this one, yeah? Or the mapping, yeah. Not this one, the mapping actually, the first mapping. Yeah.
Yeah, this password is changed. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So the password
And
I was using.
yeah, so what I'm trying to understand, which I have made it dynamic, right? This thing, the parameter value and all those things.
Yeah. This also you
So
can keep it in the
suppose,
parameter.
yeah. So my question is, suppose if it has a multiple values or something, multiple parameter, using the repeat element, we can do this thing, drag and drop, right? Map this thing.
Okay, what is this you are doing here, by the way?
We are taking the input parameter there actually. The XDO path, the input parameter name, and the values.
Okay, this is your own SOAP request. Okay, got it. When yeah, so from that also can be another input. Yes.
So is
Like you're
that
having
repeating element? No, what I'm
yeah,
saying
but
here, we have to repeat it or what?
you better keep some names, right? For them also. Or you saying the parameter itself, like no, you don't know what will be the name, etc.
Yes, right. Then suppose it can be
Yeah,
optional also, right?
yeah, you can have repeated things. Then you have to mention in your XSD, like no, that what do you have that repeated, no? You remember max occurrence
Okay, yeah.
equal to that one you have to put there,
Hmm.
and then you can add the like no any number whatever you want. But in the input, yes, when somebody is going to call, they can add multiple values of that one, yes, and then you can map that here.
Okay, in the target, right? You're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the
And the
target
next
also
thing
you're
is,
having multiple.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Here also you're having absolute. Where was that? Parameter name values is there, right? Under this, what you will do? List of param name values is there, no? So this you can say repeat. No, this is not repeatable, right? Item is repeatable. Yeah,
Item.
here. So here you have to repeat this one. So I'm repeating two. Now we are getting one item, right? For one item, you will take one name and one param value, correct? Like that, you'll be having one more item here, name. So if you're having repeated here also, you're going to click like that.
Okay, we are not
Got it?
mapping with the values, right? The name and all those things. Input parameter means the how it will be mapped actually. That's what I'm trying to understand actually.
So this is the
Because the
name.
video is not there actually right now. But
Video is not there.
no, that time you said right. This our
Okay.
session has not been recorded properly actually, right?
Yeah, but report service now uploaded actually. It's the same thing. You
Okay.
can see this is the name, item name.
Hmm. Param name.
Then
Okay.
under values, the item is the value.
Okay. Then I've done it right. Okay.
Under item, the name is the name.
Hmm.
You did correct only actually.
Okay.
Whatever you did is correct.
Okay.
I'll just close it. I'll not save it. You just change the password, it will work. Okay.
Got it.
Did I change it
Okay.
already or not? I can. Sorry, here only mapping. So you can change this. You can try this and then it should work. If it's not working, if the password is again problem, then just let me know.
Sure. I'll do that. And the second
All
thing
right.
is yeah, one more thing is there actually.
Tell me.
There only that integration only. SOP BIP invoke integration only.
Mm-hmm.
This binary 64 one which we are mapping actually map to second mapping.
Mm-hmm.
So here
Yeah.
how we are getting to know which man to map actually. Here this FTP one I am a little bit confused. With file reference, which one will be mapped actually with the file reference? One second. This target with file reference with our source, which one will be mapped for FTP?
Whatever the you are getting the response from the BI report call, right? Run
SIP,
report.
yes, SIP, yes, this run report response you can see, right? Yeah,
Yeah, run report response. When you expand it, you are going to get the report bytes.
right.
That is the output of your report
Okay,
that you are mapping here.
okay, with the file reference only, right?
Yeah, file reference one. In FTP, it will be always file reference, and then it is going to take a base 64 reference type. In case of file adapter, it is base 64 directly. In this
Hmm.
case, base 64 reference. There, so that's the reason there are two different functions also available. You remember? One
Yes,
side
right.
type
I
it
have
was file.
mapped that one also.
Yeah.
One more question. This ASCII when we are taking this close, can you close this one? And the
Mhm.
last FTP one, FTP, SUP FTP, SUP
Mhm.
FTP.
Yeah.
Here, which operation, whether this ASCII or the binary one, which one we have to take, how to actually we can think actually.
I think it doesn't matter. Usually, if you are going to deal with your structure of the file, you should go for ASCII. Okay. So when you go
Hmm.
here, you are saying no, right? No means it doesn't matter. Either thing will work. But if I remember correctly, if you want to say yes here, okay, then
Hmm.
I think you should be having ASCII here.
Okay. Means with special character one or whether how it will be mapped and this thing, right? Format.
Yeah, I think ASCII is going to make sure no, I mean, parsable, no, according to what you need in the XSD or whatever. That's what I'm not very clear. You can just go and check in the documentation. I didn't get like much focus on like no. But usually what I do is whenever I'm saying no here, I'll be using binary. If I want to say
Okay.
yes in the next step, I'll be using ASCII. Okay. But I
Okay.
think maybe select ASCII transfer special control characters to format the data. That binary transfer the raw bytes of the file data. Yeah, that's what it's telling. Basically, if I want like no raw data, it will be binary. If I want like no parse it, I'll be using ASCII. That's what I've been doing. If you want exact information, yes, I think somewhere better to read it. Okay, but that is my practice. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
No, no, that's all.
No problem.
Hey, boss,
Anybody else? Yeah.
any luck with that certification guy? Like you told someone wrote you
Oh,
in
no,
touch case.
actually, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll check today. Today means I'll just try to reach out here.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Hi sir, can we check that reports? I was getting error. The BIP
Okay.
as well as the custom job.
Is it Venu?
Yeah,
Okay. So which one you want? Are you using this instance only?
not in the integration, like Fusion, BIP report and custom job.
Oh, okay.
In Fusion also, I was using the different instance which you have provided me.
Oh, you're using the other one.
Other one, yeah, SPM.
Okay. Yeah.
If you go to BI,
Mm-hmm. So are you able to just use it? Are you able to download when you manually are doing?
yes, I have created separate folder within the financial and March 20 I have created.
The problem is only with BIP now or
BIP and custom job also.
BIP custom job? I mean, what else is like? Okay, do you want me to open the report here
Yeah,
or
yeah. Yes.
financials? What is the name?
Uh, First we have to go to custom and financials.
Mm-hmm.
March 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, within that way. So first we'll go to reports. So that report, I was trying to schedule it. So I ran the schedule and I tried to download the output. I renamed as a PDF. It was not opening.
Renamed as a PDF.
Here it is working. When I try to apply in the browser, it was working. It was giving the proper results.
Okay. You went to schedule like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And you said, okay. And then you are adding the content server or what?
Yeah, same.
Format, you should change to PDF here. Did you do that?
I have modified, yeah.
I mean here.
Yes, yeah. I took as a PDF output format.
Okay.
Here I have one file name.
We give the input also here. Should work. Succeeded. Yeah, this is difficult to navigate here. It's working, right?
Okay. I think maybe the extension that abc.pdf, we were giving only the file name, and when we download, we were trying to rename. That might be the issue. What I will do, I will just schedule again and I will check.
No problem. You can try it here.
Yeah. And the other thing, custom job schedule.
Okay. So this
Same report, I was giving the directory.
okay. What is the name?
Starts with custom, we can give.
Oh, not able to search here. I'm not getting the filter here somehow. Because it doesn't look like. Is it Seek small?
Yesterday only I have created.
Yeah, the search is not. I don't know what the reason here. Somebody would have configured, or the user doesn't have maybe that access, but
I have given similar name what I have entered during the class, like custom BI job like that.
okay. It will work actually. I mean, it should work. The only two steps I think there, right? Not much. Showing that's all. Did I do any mistake? Okay, maybe I clicked on the wrong thing.
Financial.
Financial supplement and
Yeah, that
regulations.
is the one. Yes. Yeah.
You create under this only?
Yes, same. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not able to search there, and some problem is there. See, that search box is not coming. Otherwise, I can just go to enterprise scheduler. Just follow the steps. It should work. BIP custom job. In fact, if you don't find the steps right in the recording activities, there is a BIP custom job. You can go to this
Okay.
one. This is without any audio, right? Just go there.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, if you can navigate.
You can try once again with these steps. It will work.
Okay. And that report ID or path that was causing the issue. I read the log file. Okay. Anyway, I will check it again, sir. I'll
What
follow the
you
video. I will check it.
now, if you're having the problem with the report ID, what you do is sometimes like you may be typing the wrong thing there. Don't type it. Whenever you are scheduling, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you're scheduling, it is taking the report name automatically, right?
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
when
It was taken.
you take that name, you copy paste.
Okay. Okay.
You take from there and use it. So there will be no mistake, of the name.
Mhm.
Okay?
That's true. Yeah. I will do it, sir.
Yeah, it will work.
Thank you. And one more thing, I was trying this DB adapter. Like my requirement was, I pass the department ID. It should, as a SOAP, and it should return all the employees associating to the department. But till now, we were practiced only with the one element group, right? Like one employee or setup.
You need not do anything special for that. It will return the collection always. A
Because I was
database response is always a collection. Even if it is one record, if you remember, you'll be having the collection, under that will be in the record. So you just write the select statement where department ID equal to something. Then whatever the collection you're going to get will be in the list of employees automatically. You don't need to do anything special for that.
okay. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. I will check it, sir. I was trying and I was getting as a, I mean, the whole employee record as a one XML element. So I will check it anyway.
My XML element one, you will, any database, right? You will get collection only automatically, correct? You just make sure that where department equal to that, did you configure your SQL statement properly?
Yes, the problem, I took the DB adapter and there, when I choose the simple select statement, there was no option to pass the parameter. So it was pulling all the data. That's how I could identify.
Then you have to add the parameter, right? That we are doing for every database adapter. When you are dropping the database adapter,
Is this instance 2 or instance 1? Because I have created in the instance 2.
anywhere, if you're opening, sorry. When you're dropping the adapter here, at some place, you will go and add the parameter, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that option is
Here I have added in the destination, when you choose the simple select statement, there is no provision to pass the parameter. Only for
only
the operation of the table, we have it.
really?
Yeah. I mean, as a practice, I found it. I didn't.
Then you just add it. if you are typing the select statement, you just like type everything that hash parameter name also you put it. It will take as a parameter automatically.
Okay, yeah, that I will try.
Yeah, if it is, yeah, I think that could be the reason.
Bhaskar, this is Venkat. I don't take much time of your. Can you go to the FTP server?
FTP server, okay.
In the path, I have created a file. Same path, I think. Output files. Output files are March 20. Not here. I think March 20. Yes, FTP out. FTP out. Here employee VSS post one JSON format file. Can you open that file? That file, yeah, this is the what I got when I passed the employee department ID as 50. So it created a JSON file in this format. Is this the correct format?
Hi sir, I was also facing the same issue in the XML like this.
No, see, when you're writing, you have to make sure you're writing properly. Okay, you have to go through the collection and write it. The problem is, once you get the employee records, you'll be getting a collection, right? Now you want to generate maybe one record by record by record, correct?
Correct.
Now you use a for loop on the collection.
Okay.
Then you'll get in one record will be having one employee. And now that one employee, how you want to generate, you have to do accordingly. You want to generate multiple files, or you can append to the existing files. That option is while writing. Then you'll get the proper one. In this case, what is happening is it is taking the whole collection and dumping because you didn't put for loop.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we will try by using for loop and we'll see how it works. Okay.
Then you will get the current employee will be your employee just one record. That you can generate a separate file.
Okay.
Or even if you want to generate the one file also, you can append to the existing file. That's also possible. But your record will be having the proper structure. You have to create one XML, which is going to be one employee structure. Then use that one as your sample file. I think somebody tried it. Like. Okay. But it's good you people are trying. So you should try this kind of examples. Then you will be having the doubts and you can discuss. That's the only way you will learn. All right. Anything else? Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks, Bhaskar.